Hi, everybody. It's Mark Russian of markrussian.com. It is Monday, December 7th, 2020. It's, gee whiz, it's dark out there. 4:50. It's dark. Oh, my God. So, anyway, what are we going to talk about today? I got my monologue, which I said I was going to talk about a garbage can and a semi-truck. We'll get to that in a second here. I just got in. After I finished the day job, went out on the North Hill side where I've been working, cutting brush and chainsawing old logs and making piles of sticks and leaves and everything like that. I probably do them about every 50 feet or so down the way. Haven't been able to do it for the last 3 years probably, because I've had foot muscle issues. The top muscle that comes down under the foot from your, I guess, your leg, the opposite of your ankle. It's that top muscle on you. For some reason, when for a while there, when I would stand on uneven ground, and if I did it too long, it would just ouch, put me in a boot. So I've been very careful and been kind of nursing myself back to health the last couple of years by not really doing anything, but been slowly getting back into that. And I get out there for about an hour or so and get out there with the Ryobi chainsaw, the battery-powered chainsaw, which did just beautifully today. Chain didn't even come off once. And I kind of figure once the battery's depleted, I got to go in. And I went out there also with my Ryobi brush cutter with the big battery in it that I use for my Ryobi battery-powered lawnmower, and cut it's so much thorny rose, and I should be bleeding here. Oh, I got great leather gloves and everything like that. They're good and worn, but that thorny rose, my God. And there's different kinds. There's sort of stuff you could grab with gloves, good leather gloves. And then there's other stuff. It's like you need like a flamethrower, which I have. I mean, they're just like the teeth on a chainsaw, only much sharper. And they're, 10, 12 feet long. It's when you don't get out there for 2 or 3 years to carve that stuff up with the brush cutter. I mean, my God. So you got to take that out, and it likes to grow by downed limbs and trunks and stuff like that. So it's just a matter of cutting that out, getting it out of the ground, digging it out of the ground, and cutting up that wood, cleaning it up, and eventually we'll burn it. And I like to have my burn piles, I guess, about 4 or 5 feet high, 4 or 5 feet across, and of course a nice clear area around that. And half an hour burn. It should burn up in about a half an hour. Because fires just take all the energy out of me, watching them, maintaining them, making sure everything's good, and then burying them. So trying to be a good steward of the land here. So anyway, I got a call earlier today from a trucking company. And last week I'd contacted Rubbermaid because our garbage can, which we bought a few years ago, had a crack in the bottom of it. And apparently those, I guess it's called a rough neck or a rough something or other. Just a second here. I got to... Anyway, they have a 10-year warranty on them. I couldn't find that anywhere. It wasn't anywhere on any website or nothing. I contacted Rubbermaid. I said, "Oh, hey, this thing's, how long's the warranty on it?" They're like, "Oh, it's supposed to be for 10 years. I take pictures and all that sort of stuff. They said, "We'll send one out to you," which I thought, well, this is kind of it's 50-gallon garbage can, right? And why not just send me a voucher and have me go to, they got them at Walmart. They don't cost that much. Just let me go get it. No, we'll send it to you. I'm like, how are they going to send this to me? Well, I got the call this morning. It's like, we're so-and-so trucking company out of the Davenport, Iowa. We're going to be bringing you your Rubbermaid garbage can tomorrow. But the guy's going to be in a 53-foot semi. I said, yeah, he's not turning down my road. He's number one, he's not going to want to. And number two, he's going to have a hell of a time getting out of here. And just because our main road is like a cow path, which is just, it has too much traffic as it is, but there's no shoulder, there's no sidewalk, there's no curb. And there's one section where, well, there's a couple sections where it gets so thin, you have to go like about 10 miles an hour. And it's a cow path. That's what it is. It's an old cow path. And then our road, which is a private drive, it says it's got a circle, but if you got a car, yeah, you can do a circle. If you've got maybe a box truck, yeah, you might do a 3 or 4 point turn down there. 50, no, you're not 53-foot semi. You're backing it out of here. And those guys are pros and everything like that. But once you get up to the corner, and you're gonna have to have another dude, and then no. So I said, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. I said, can I meet him? Can I meet the truck driver somewhere? And they said, yeah. Well, what's your number? We'll have him call you tomorrow, and then you can just like meet somewhere by the interstate. So that works fine for me. I'll just get the RAV4, and we'll, I'll get the prisoner then. I was just like, do you have any other trucks other than 53-foot trucks to make? No, that's the only one. That's okay. All right. I'll work with you. No problem. So that was like the big excitement of the day, other than, the day job and working in the yard, and worked on some playlists during my lunch hour too. I think, yeah, just doing the album playlist thing, but we'll talk more about that here in a little bit. The next topic for the day is a friend of mine sent me the Trouser Press website, which, somebody's home. I better hurry up here. So yeah, this was the Bible of alternative. This is what got me in alternative music in 1981. My ninth grade English teacher had a few copies of this sitting around, because he was sort of he was a boomer, but he was kind of, into the new way. He had a band, and back in the day, and read that, and that kind of opened. I mean, I was already kind of headed in that direction anyway, because of just my older sister's music collection, and maybe not quite MTV. Was MTV around by then? When did MTV come out? 80 or 81? Yeah, whatever. But there were signs, things that were coming out and stuff. And, so that was my magazine. That's the magazine that I really kind of get started on. And of course, it had great humor in it. And then it just quit, I think, about like 1984 or something. So anyway, all the magazines are now online. Let's see if I can go out here. So they have the entire archive out here, and it's in PDF format. And I don't know why they just don't reprint them. I'd buy the whole lot, just because it's nice to have a magazine to thumb through. To charge me, what would you charge somebody for a complete set, or just buy, each year? I mean, I'd pay whatever to have a new copy of that. That'd be awesome. Or put it in a book, put it in a, it's good stuff. So let's see if I can find, what was my year? 1981. That was 82. And these weren't always easy to find, the Trouser presses. It was, it might have been that Doors issue there. I'm trying to think what year I was in ninth grade. I think it was 81. And the Pretenders, Adamant. Maybe it was before. Was it before? Let's take a look. I did buy that Gary Newman issue many years ago. I think I got it at Love Garden in Lawrence, Kansas. I think. No, it was definitely. What would have been the first one I would have seen? Probably that Doors one or the Pretenders. But when did I start buying them? I didn't have any of these. So they would have it at, I think they had them at Music Circuit in Des Moines. And they eventually had them at Dolls, the grocery store, which is now RIP. DAHL''S. Definitely by the Nick Lowe and the Squeeze. Maybe it was 82. I definitely had the Nick Lowe and the Squeeze issues here. So if you let's go into this one here. They take a while to load. They're PDFs. And they're searchable, so you can search for particular artists or whomever. It's fast internet, I swear to God. Anyway, this is great. It was Ira Robbins really produced an awesome magazine. The writers were very good. It turned me on to a lot of music that I couldn't necessarily hear, because the only thing that played any kind of alternative music was, I think, KUNI, which was out of Cedar Falls, Iowa, which, it took a antenna the size of a Buick to get. There was nothing in Des Moines. The pirate movie. Yes, I definitely had this one, because I remember the cover fell off, and the Eno self discography is very good. All the self discographies are very good. Henry Rollins, he was always scary. Now he's not so scary. He's just old. And so you can kind of move in there a little bit, and then the quality does get better after a bit. So if you ever wrote a letter to Trouser Press and it got printed, it's in there. I don't know if I ever did. Again, it just takes forever for these things to load. But it's great that they're online. They had the website out there, and they would have reviews and things like that. But being able to see the old magazine. Now, if I could just have them printed off and thumb through it, that'd be great. That'd be wonderful. But maybe that's asking too much. Hello, Twitch. So yeah, just hold on here. Billy Idol, 38 years later, still looks sort of the same. Time to play that Christmas album. We never sat down and said, let's be commercial. All right. So let's go down memory lane there. So that's Trouser Press. And yeah, it's we'll get rid of that. And we'll go back here. And I'm just going to kind of finish up here talking about playlists and what I'm doing. I'm making public playlists on Spotify of all my albums, all my individual albums. I may compile EPs in some way or whatever, but it's another way to promote that particular album, because you can add description information in there on the Spotify side of things, and you don't even have to do one. You can do multiples. You can do different graphics and everything like that. So I've been rolling that out on the different artists that I publish under, and I've started off with the field recordings, because that's what gets the most action in my stuff and the sounds that I publish. And once that's done, then we'll move on to the oh, hi Nate, how's it going? Look at this here. Let's see. We got a comment here from Nate. By the way, this guy has got some awesome music out there. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce the last name, but just finished watching your last video on playlist. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, he's got some great stuff out there. Some singles, I think a recent EP or album or something like that. And on my public playlist for what was it? What do you call it? Hold on here. Thanks. Let's see if I can find it here. Hold on here. Let me see if I can find my my playlist here. We're gonna go over just a second. See how I switch topics real quick? I'll bring it back over here in a second. So yeah, I have this little non-influential how do I get this to, does it go back to here? I'm not very good with this here. The streaming. Oh, there we go. So yeah, we'll go. Hey, it's nice to get comments. It's nice to have somebody watching here. So yeah, so I publish a playlist, a public playlist every year on Spotify called this year it's called 2020 Picks by DJ Rushton. So if I had a radio show in 2020, what would I be playing? And this is stuff that comes to me over time. It comes suggested to me by Release Radar. I go through my Release Radar playlist every week. I listen to pretty much everything on there. And if there's something that I really like, it gets thrown in here. And there's just and anyway, Nate's got though the stars still stay out. He's got another one down here. See, now this one should be up higher. This should be up closer in the playlist. I'm going to put you ahead of John Hassel. Now I'll just put you like right here. This one, enter that one with the dun, 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 dun. That is awesome. That is really awesome. So unfortunately, I don't have that much influence. I've only got 5 followers here on this particular playlist, but I always leave my playlists out there, and they the older ones do kind of pick up in there. So but anyway, get back to the topic at hand. number one with the bullet. New Order's got that one, because I want to be a rebel. And that's actually a pretty good mix. And the Harry Hassano track is just so cool and funky, even though it came out at the end of last year. And love the Daniel Diaz, and just it's everything that I put in this list here, I really do like. So but back to what I'm doing here, and I'll get out of that there. But so yeah, what I've been doing is making playlists of all my albums and trying to get good with this descriptions. And so I started off in Spotify, and then what I do is I have a Pandora AMP account, and I have access to Pandora Stories. And within Pandora Stories, you can build playlists, mixtapes, get tracks featured and stuff like that. And so if I make a playlist in Spotify, then I make the same playlist over in Pandora. And the thing about Pandora that almost nobody knows, and I hear I'm giving away the gravy, right, is that typically the Pandora playlists get action, they get listens, and fairly quickly, because people are searching for that sort of stuff. So that's the reason why I've gone ahead and started doing this as far as the album playlist, because I have made playlists for general, certain type of topics, an hour of this, trying to get creative with it. But I was like, what can I do in the short term that's sort of something different? And it was like, and I got into the subject of the catalog, like how to promote your catalog, even though it's been out for a long time. This is another way of promoting my catalog. So I'm in the middle of it right now, and I'm talking about it constantly, and probably about 2 more weeks here before I get all the albums into individual, I call them album playlists that are just the album on Spotify, where they get, some listens, but Spotify's got 8 billion public playlists out there, so it's kind of different. But Pandora is where you actually get some action. Apple Music, no. I've tried, and I don't know what it is with them. I think they command and control. So yeah, I'm in the middle of that. That's going to take a couple of weeks, and then just over time, I'm just going to try and get more creative with the way that I make public playlists, particularly on the Pandora side. So I'm already past 20 minutes, and I'm hungry. Working out in the woods for an hour this afternoon. So that's it for today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for showing up, Nate. Love your music, man. See you later.